Hi everyone, so today we're going to continue with subtracting money, and today we're going to use the number line method to help us. So I'm going to start with this question, £1 minus 46p, and I'm going to work out the answer. I'm going to count up on the number line. So I am going to start with the amount that I'm subtracting each time, which is 46p in this question. Okay, and then the amount that I've started with is £1, and I know that there's 100 pennies in a pound, so I'm just going to put that underneath to help me. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, so I've got 46p, and I'm going to jump to the next 10, the next multiple of 10. So after 40 comes 50, okay, 50p. So what I've got to do then is work out how I've got from 46p to 50p. And I can use my number bonds to help me. So I know that if I've got 6, to get to 10, I add 4, because 6 add 4 makes 10. So to get from 46p to the next 10, it's the same. I can use my number bonds. It's going to be add 4 again. I'm going to put that in blue so you can see it. So add 4p. Get there, because I know 6 add 4 makes 10. Okay, next I've got to work out how I get from 50 to £1. Okay, now remember, use the fact that we know there's 100 pennies in a pound. So 50 add what makes 100. How many tens have I got in between? So I've got 5 tens in between. So I add on 50p. Okay, because 50 add 50 makes 100. So then I can look and I can just put my jumps back together. So I've got 50 add 4, which makes 54p. Okay, let's look at another example using the pound as a starting point. So we've got £1 minus 72p. Now I'm going to start with the amount that I'm subtracting at the start of my number line, which is 72p, and then I'm going up to £1 or 100p. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to make a jump to the next 10. So after 70 comes 80p. And then again, I'm going to use my number bonds to help me to work out what I add to get from 72 to 80. So I'm thinking in my head, what do I add to 2 to get to the next 10? So that is 8. 2 add 8 makes 10. So 72p add 8p will make 80p. So I'm going to put a jump of 8p there. Okay, next I'm going to make the jump from 80p to £1 or 80p to 100p. And again, I can use my number bond. So 8 add what makes 10? It's 2. So 80 add 20 will make 100p or £1. So I've got to add 20p. Okay, then I put the two amounts back together. So 20 add 8 gives me 28p. So £1 subtract 72p is 28p. Okay, super duper. Then just a couple more slightly trickier examples that might confuse you a little bit, but there's no reason that it should confuse you. So now we're starting with a different starting point. We're not starting with £1, we're starting with £2. And then we're subtracting £1 and 64p. Again though, I start with the amount that I'm subtracting at the start of my number line, which is £1 and 64p. And then my total amount is £2. How many pennies would that be? There's 100 pennies in £1, so there's going to be 200 pennies in £2. Okay, so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to jump up to the next multiple of 10, which is going to be £1 and 70p. Okay, then I can use my number bonds to help me. What do I add to 64 to get to 70? So I'm thinking, what do I add to 4 to get to to get to 10? I add 6. So I'm going to add on 6p there. Okay, because 4 add 6 makes 10. Then I've got to get from £1.70 to £2. Okay, so I'm going to use the 70p to help me. And I'm going to think, what what do I add to 70 to make 100? That's going to be 30. Using the 7, add 3 makes 10 fact that I know. So 70, I've just got to add on 30p. Okay, then I put the 2 back together, so I've got 36p. So my answer is 36p there. Okay, one final example that I'll show you. Or you might like to pause the video and have a go at it yourself. So it's £3 subtract £2 and 28p. Okay, now I'm going to start with the amount I'm subtracting at the bottom, which is £2 and 28p. And then I'm counting up on my number line to £3. Okay, so I'm going to go from £2 and 28p to the next multiple of 10. So after 20 comes 30, doesn't it? So I'm going up to £2 and 30p. Okay, so what do I add to get from 28 to the 30? 8 add what makes 10? Oh, 8 add 2 makes 10. So I'm going to add on 2p there. Okay, then I've got to get from £2 and 30p to £3. That's tricky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to think about how many pennies there are in £3. So there's 300 pennies. Okay, remember using that fact that there's 100 pennies in £1. So I've got to get from £2 and 30p to £3, 300. So I'm thinking, what do I add on to 30 to get me to that next 100? So it's going to be add 70p. Okay, I know 3 add 7 makes 10, so 30 add 70 is going to make 100. And then I can write my answer there by adding the 2 together. So I've got 72p. Super. Now on the PowerPoint today, there is lots of questions like this for you to have a go at and to use this method to answer the questions by counting up on the number line. Okay, I've put some practice as well of number bond facts on there to help you think about your number bonds and how we can use them to help us today. Okay, brilliant.